Okay guys, so this section we'll be looking at attacks and sweeping from the closed guard. The first one we'll look at is the arm bar. Now, there is quite a lot of details within this arm bar. It's all about keeping control of this elbow in the middle of the body. And then people doing too big of movements with their legs and then they start to lose it. So we're going to look at some key details in attacking the arm bar from the closed guard. So, we'll look at some of the common issues that people deal with. So obviously, everyone gets shown when you grab the sleeve here and there, the grips are obvious of what you're going to go for. So as soon as I grab the sleeve anyway, Jack just drops his elbow next to my hip. Now me pulling the elbow across is super difficult to do. So even if I keep my arm here and they don't lock the elbow, this is the next thing that people do. This is another common mistake. I see this all the time. When they put the foot on the hip, there's a big gap here, so I'm not controlling anything. Now, what people do is they sort of kick here and then do this big movement with their leg, healer. Now my knees are facing completely the wrong way, and then all Jack has to do is start to turn, and my legs start to get smashed together. So we're not controlling any space whatsoever. So the grip that I like to use is still a cross sleeve grip, but I'm right in the crook of the elbow here. Because now, even if Jack puts his elbow to my hip, all I need to do is get his arm to the middle. So if it's someone who's a bit smaller than you, you might get away with just bringing that arm to the middle, but people are good at locking that hip here. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to grab around the back of his elbow and tricep. I'm not grabbing the gi, I don't need to. You can just hold this here. Now, I still can't push the arm to the middle because my hip's in the way. So what I like to do is I'm still keeping my guard closed. I lift my hips off the floor. Now, as I drop my hips, there's a small gap where I can start to push the arm to the middle. It might take you a couple of tries to pump the arm to the middle, but once you get the arm to the middle, we're good. Now your second hand immediately is going to go 4 fingers inside the collar across here. Now I need to lock my elbow to my hip to break the posture. If you need to use your legs at the same time, great. Now when I put my foot on the hip, if I have that space between my knee and Jack's shoulder, he can still sort of posture up and then I start to lose it. So as soon as you put your left foot on the hip, I'm going to pinch my knee in to control the posture. This is also aiding me to block his elbow from going over my hip. Now, I'm not hip escaping in this position. A lot of people hip escape and then they lose everything. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push off my left foot or whichever foot's on the hip, and I'm trying to climb my right leg as high as I can. So when I push, I start to pivot my body and climb my right leg as high as I can. A good guide is that I can look in the other person's ear. I'm keeping my collar grip the entire time and this crooked elbow grip as well, making sure that my right elbow here is engaged to the hip here. Now, again, I'm not going to throw the leg over, because if I throw the leg over, they start to posture up and then you lose everything. So when I get to here, I'm going to lock the shoulder straight away. Whichever leg is over the shoulder, that one has to be on the bottom. If it's the other way around, Jack can posture up super easy and then you lose everything. So once we get here, my heels are engaged to the floor. I'm trying to put my heels to the floor. My toes are pointing back towards my knee. So now with the collar grip, the sleeve grip and my legs here, if Jack tries to posture up, I can control him so much better than just going straight over for the arm. Now, what I want to do is I want to push Jack as far away as I can. Because again, if I allow him to look up, me throw my leg over is super difficult to do. So it's a combination of using my legs and my hand in the collar to start to push him away here. Now I still climb my right leg up higher, and I want to follow his head with my leg and then get my calf on the crown of his head heel up, and I'm curling my leg the entire time. My knees want to be pinched together, my ankles could be apart, that's fine. Again, I don't want to be crossing my feet because now I'm not controlling the posture. Jack starts to look up and he starts to turn and starts to get the pass. So the entire time my leg is on the crown of the head, stopping him from posturing up. My hand will stay in the collar, because now if Jack tries to posture up, I'm trying to push my left leg away. Now I'm going to let go of the collar first, grab the wrist. Now I can release my right hand, grab heel up, start to hip up. and I get the finish as well. This is like a super tight arm bar as well. So let's do another one from this side. So if you get the arm to middle, great, but as soon as you reach across, look, people like to do this a lot to start to stop you getting like arm drags going and stuff as well. So I'm just trying to find that crook of the elbow grip across here. Hand behind the tricep heel. So I lift my hips up. As my hip drops, start to bring the arm to the middle. Reach across into the collar. Bring my elbow back down to my hip as well to stop his elbow going back from the hip. Put my foot on the hip. Make sure I pinch that knee in. Now, as I push, I climb my right leg as high as possible, making sure my heel is engaged all the time. Knees, toes back towards the knees. Keeping my hand in the collar. Again, I'm not going to throw my leg over the head just yet because I'll posture up. So I'm going to lock the shoulder, the pit stop position. Heels engaged, toes engaged. Now I'm going to push jack away with my fist in the collar. Follow the leg over the crown of the head. Look, pinch my knees together. Let go of the collar. Grab the wrist. Slowly hip up, and I can get my finish as well.